I did buy some new kicks and that, and bought these joggers and went for a bit of a run ski on Friday. My legs are still tired.
Fucking hate running, mate. Well, actually, no, I'll tell you what, I actually quite like running. Used to do it. When I used to go to the gym, that's such a sad... You don't find used to is just such a sad pair of words.
Used to. It is actually, you're right, yeah.
It's just like, oh, I used to do this, used to do that. You know, he used to do this.
It's true, yeah, when you say it, you just immediately just sort of think, oh.
Thing is, though, I really enjoyed the gym.
Yeah.
Like, I found it, but just fucking... I'm just knackered all the time, and I just don't...
Okay.
Just always, just always working that. Just... I mean, I already get a pretty good workout out of my work anyway.
You probably, you do work a lot,
But I used to just really enjoy going to the gym, going for a run, doing a few sort of exercises for an hour, going for a swim and that. It's quite nice.
I have to say I do like it, but I like I like sort of having done it. Like when you come home and you're sort of tired. That's what I like. That's the bit when you're sort of done with it, and even as well. I don't know when like the next day when you're a bit sore. I kind of don't mind that. I feel good. I feel like that's it. I don't have to work out for a bit now. I'm sore. I've done my job. I've just got to wait for that to sort itself. My body has sorted itself out now. So I'll put the biscuits in a more central location.
But we didn't do one last week, did we?
No.
I was a bit busy on Sunday, and I said, we'll do a midweek one, but I just...
Bit harder in midweek, isn't it?
Yeah. But anyway, here's what it is.
But yeah, I think that's the next frontier for me. While I'm, cause I do sort of feel like, I mean, there's like music I'm into, but I just don't feel like I can get into music sort of properly while I'm working as much as I am at the moment. There's not enough time in the day really. There sort of is, but if I'd have one rehearsal in the middle of the week and then like maybe gigging on a weekend, I feel like that'd just fuck me up. And like then I'd have to practice in between that on my own time as well. It's just like, what? But that's another one. That is it. That's like used to be. You used to be in a band and
you used to be, didn't you? That's the point. You were gonna have a gig at the Highfield, weren't you?
Yeah, it was last night.
Was it last night?
Yeah, my dad went and watched him.
Could have been there, mate. We could have been there.
Yeah.
That would have been something. That would have been like, what's it called? I always forget the word for this. When it's like that religious tradition, you go on a
Pilgrimage.
Pilgrimage, that's it.
Yeah.
There's a pilgrimage.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, it'll happen though. At some point, I'll have to. I'll definitely get some music going somehow. But it's just resources as well. I don't really have like money for any real equipment and that. And I don't know. Money's a bit of a funny thing. Money's been a bit weird. I mean, I don't earn a lot, but it's I somehow always ever manage to find a way to spend my money. I'm always sort of like, I'm never like zero.
Yeah.
But I've always got like, a couple of £100 on me. But it's never more than that. And I don't understand it. I don't know why. Like, I look at my bank transactions over a month or something. It's just like, what?
All these little things just add up, don't they?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, just like, it's worse when I'm at Blackburn at college. Jesus, just the amount I spend on food at the canteen.
Oh mate, it was so bad. It was so bad at when I was doing college as well. Like fuck, mate. Because it was get there in the morning, probably get a coffee, or a bottle of water, or something. That's £1.20 straight away. Brew time, Monday brew time. We all got butties. That's like £3 and a coffee. Calling it £4. You're on £5 already. It's not even 10:30 yet. Lunchtime, you probably get some we'd probably go out, get like fucking Mackies or some shit, and then it would come round to afternoon brew. Mackies, I mean, it's kind of hard to say how much you spend at McDonald's, but call it like £8 or something like that, maybe.
It can easily be done, but yeah, It's like that, isn't it? Yeah.
I've ate way too much McDonald's this week.
Have you?
Where I've been working, this ice cream shop, there's a McDonald's right next to it.
Yeah.
So just be getting I can't be asked to make sandwiches the day before.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck it, I'm gonna have to. It's only around the corner, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? I mean, it's something I feel like I've got to sort out now as well, just like how I get my food, because there's a canteen at work which is pretty good, and it's not too expensive or anything like that, but I don't know, even then, it's like, wow, it's a lot of, the money sort of stacks up. Well, it's not too bad when I'm at work, actually, but college is awful with it, but yeah, Mackey's is a weird one. Like, I think Mackey's tastes really good, and I like having a Mackey's, but like, it sort of doesn't taste like real food in a way, does it? It's just,
well, it isn't real.
No,
really, is it?
I just don't know how they get that. They achieve that. Where
it's a strange one, isn't it?
It sort of tastes.
There's nothing else that tastes like a McDonald's, is there?
No.
You know what I mean? It's fucking strange.
There just must be loads of chemicals in there. Like, there must be just. I bet the cows are pumped with hormones and steroids and all sorts of shit, and then the buns, like, they don't look like they go off, you know?
Yeah.
And I think there was a thing where I read that was like, someone got some McDonald's chips and put them next to ordinary chips and just left them in a lab, and then like, the normal chips just like evaporated into mold and just disintegrated like food does, but the McDonald's chips were just fine for months, and he intended on keeping them there pretty much forever to see how long they lasted, but like the cleaner accidentally, threw them away because she thought they were just old chips.
Yeah.
And but so there's no data on like how long McDonald's chips last. They could survive a nuclear winter for all we know. If it all kicks. I suppose something we talk about. Trumpo and Kim Jong Un are they're having a discussion, aren't they? They're meeting up for a debate. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Go on, enlighten me.
Well, all I've heard is that it's on the table. The two of them are going to meet face to face and have talks.
Fucking hell.
I just think
look at us big bloody men having big bloody talks about big fucking weapons, eh?
It's going to be a weird one, because it's like,
I bet they put the dicks on the table, see who's bigger. Well, that's what they do.
It's definitely a weird one, because you have to say that Kim and bloody...
I don't get why he's so obsessed with North Korea and China.
It's just one of those things. It's well, I mean, China I understand, because they're a big industry in the world at the moment. It's sort of it's something you have to sort of address if you're a world leader. But
I know, but he mentions it every other speech. They could be talking about gun law or something, and he'll probably mention it. Guns are made in China.
I don't know. He's a funny character, but like the two of them, as like, leaders of countries, they're quite. They're both just memes, aren't they?
Yeah.
As much as I actually quite like Trump in a lot of ways, but he is like a living meme, and he is like just a funny bloke. And I don't know. I think it's going to be quite interesting. I think a lot of people get it a little bit sort of wrong though when it comes to like North Korea and America, like the balance of power. Like North Korea, the American military is just vast, isn't it? It's just
fucking unreal.
There is just absolutely no way in hell that North Korea is ever going to have a war with America, even like nukes. There is no way that North Korea could launch nukes at America and they'd land. Like, there's just no way America doesn't have missile defense or the ability to just swap them away. You know what I mean? I don't buy any of that. When people sort of say, "Oh, we're on the verge of World War III," or that kind of thing, I just don't see it at all.
I
don't think America would.
That's one thing, though, isn't it? It's like propaganda. Back in like World War I and World War II, people these days would just like, it was just like, the army needs you because Germans are nasty and stuff like that. People just are a bit more woke to it.
You're definitely right. That's something
like
I
if
thought
we
about,
saw that, like, I don't know, just like Theresa May or something saying some bollocks like that, putting that on her Twitter, everyone just be laughing at her.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing as well. The internet is a big thing because it's like you say. The First World War, there was posters of like, the Huns, they eat babies. There was like pictures of like cartoons where they had like babies skewered on the end of the bayonets and like look how evil they are. You know what I mean? But if you're just a guy, there's no internet, all you read is what's in the newspapers and what is the propaganda. You're gonna believe that. You're gonna fucking believe that German soldiers are skewering babies with bayonets, and it's total horseshit.
Yeah.
You know,
it's bad. It's weird.
It's very bad, and it's been going on for like it happens in every war really. I mean, it's like the thing with Napoleon. He's a short bloke and he's just a nasty little bloke, but there's nothing. I was just British propaganda that he was just. That's actually a bad example because Napoleon was a bellend, but that was a bad choice. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like people wouldn't fall for that kind of propaganda.
No.
War just isn't on the cards for anyone at this. I think that's one of the good things about the modern day. As much as there's a lot of problems and there's a lot of gun violence in America.
Yeah.
The risk of war is almost zero in the Western world. There's obviously wars going on in other parts of the world, but relatively small conflicts compared to a world war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a lot of bollocks, isn't it? I mean, like in ways, I find politics interesting, but when you just get in a fucking massive heated debate about politics, I'm just not interested. Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, I to be honest, I've never really been in properly heated debates about politics. Which is I suppose I'm quite opinionated on it all, but like I don't know, I like talking about it. But there's no one who's at the end of the day, everyone's on the same side, aren't they? And, really, the average. Obviously, you've got like a few fuckers. You've always got exceptions, but the vast majority of people you meet are just sort of nice, want everyone to be happy, are willing to put a bit of work in to make everyone happy. You know what I mean? That's it. That's the bottom line. And so it's easy to see eye to eye.
Going back to Trump now, I'm not being funny, but everyone I see on Twitter quite a bit about how everyone's just like, oh, Obama, come back. I was like, you don't know fucking anything. No. All you see is this nice fella who speaks very well, which is true. He's a nice fella, and he writes good speeches, and he's a good speaker and that. But he's probably, he is probably the most useless president that was ever in charge.
Definitely.
He's probably He's just useless. He's just fucking so weak.
He didn't do anything, did he?
He didn't really fucking do anything.
I've never seen anyone like...
ISIS is his fault.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, one thing about Trump is that like he says everything he does, as much as if you don't like what he's doing or something, but like everything he does is just steamrolls into things. He just sort of he sees a problem and he starts sort of going at it. He might start going at it by having little rants on Twitter and shit, but he does actually. He's had an impact on the world. Obama, he's not.
He was just on cruise control.
Yeah, I can't think of one thing he did.
The reason I say he because that sounded a bit strange, like just saying he started ISIS. I'm not saying he just formed it, right? But he took troops into Afghanistan or something. I'm not too clued up. Iraq and the Middle East. We'll just categorise it. It's just the Middle East.
We
all know what happened.
Yeah.
And him pulling troops, him pulling his lot out of there, was seen as this amazing thing. Like, yes, he's bringing home our boys. Yeah. He's, and it's like, well, no, because these fucking ragga bombers have filled that void now.
Yeah.
And beheading people.
The thing is, though, I mean, the Middle East is complicated, isn't it? I know that's been said a lot, but I mean, even that decision, I don't feel like that's probably entirely Obama. I think that's probably not just his decision on one level, but it's complicated because the thing is, the reason that with the Middle East, I don't know. I honestly just don't know. I'm not well read enough on it. I know that America's done why America interferes there at all is like
it's a strange one in the first place, isn't it?
Why I don't get it. It's not something that we can probably discuss. I mean, this isn't a legitimate news source, this podcast. But, you know, even then I don't feel like I could make any comments. I mean,
that's just my opinion anyway. Like, I feel as if America was still in there, I don't think ISIS would be a thing, to be honest.
Well, I think...
Or a bit as big of a thing as it is.
No, I mean, I think, you know, radical Islamic terrorism all over the world is sort of due to the, you know, interference of Western forces in the Middle East. Not just America, because Britain, you know, sort of tends to follow along. I can't explain it. I don't know. It's something you'd probably have to spend your life flipping studying and learning about, because I just don't know.
Fuck doing that.
For me, it's like you say, going back to earlier about war and that, just armies in general, like,
just pointless, really, isn't it? At the end of the day, like,
I just wouldn't recommend joining the army. You know, I just don't think. I just don't think it's a good idea. It doesn't end well. It never ends well. Even if there's sort of very few times you could say objectively that, like, there's an army that's done great work. You know,
yeah.
Like, we got an army together and we did.
Well, I suppose being in the army is not all about. It's not all about going to wars and killing people and that.
No, it's not.
It's like, you know, it's like we saw it this week. We've had this fucking snow, and the army's been around helping, taking like NHS staff to hospitals and stuff. You know, stuff like that. It's public services.
It's true. Well. There's that. Yeah, there's definitely that. Yeah, I suppose you do need some kind of, I don't know, force. Well, they call it the armed services or armed forces, don't you? I suppose, yeah. You need that kind of thing. And a sort of emergency. Well, now we're getting deep into, like, flipping society and you know...
And we're only 17 minutes
17 minutes in, we've already hit, you know,
bedrock.
Political bedrock.
Yeah.
It's complicated.
It's a minefield, isn't it?
It's a minefield for one. I can't even comment on stuff because I'm just like, you need a lot of time to think about what you're saying when it comes to politics and society and things, don't you?
Yeah, so you don't put your foot in.
No, I mean, the rule of thumb as well is just not to say anything extreme. I think that's one thing you see on Twitter a lot. People they sort of knee-jerk reaction say the first extreme thing that comes to their mind. You know, you see that a lot. Well, when someone says something on Twitter that's quite benign, I suppose, and just like, you know, nothing wrong with it, and you get like a comment that's just like, "What the fuck are you on about? Kill yourself," you know? And it's like, I mean, if you went on Twitter and said like, "Oh, you know, I think Fortnite's a bit overrated," you'd get like, "Fucking kill yourself, nerd." Yeah. You know what I mean? You get like.
Fortnite's better than PUBG.
Yeah, what are you doing? You know,
kids play Fortnite, men play PUBG.
Yeah, you see, I mean, you can see like there's people who take that dead seriously. You know?
Oh yeah,
people who would be actually like genuinely offended if you.
You know what I love seeing on Twitter? Just genuine debate.
Yeah.
Not no aggro. Just like, oh, you've made a fair point there. Fair enough. But there's also this you could talk. Oh, there's also this, but you know, and you just see that some people, very small minority of people, unfortunately, and they just have a normal conversation. They don't know each other, probably from the other ends of the world or whatever. But you know, if they feel like they've made a good point, they'll say it. But they don't go, "You're wrong. Kill yourself." What I think is better. Like, I fucking hate that so much. It's like, people like different things. Like, why'd you have to be a fucking arsehole about it? You know what I mean? It's whatever.
Definitely. It's a big thing. Learning how to converse and sort of learning how to debate is quite a big deal, I think. You know?
Yeah.
It's quite a sort of powerful tool to have if you can actually sort of converse
hold
with
a
someone.
Conversation.
Yeah, if you can hold a conversation without interrupting the other person, you know, without getting angry, without throwing insults out and being open-minded. That's quite a powerful sort of tool to have in your mind, I think.
Yeah.
And it's one thing, you see people just mouth off about stuff, and like they don't care. You see that a lot nowadays, I feel. Well, I don't think it's just nowadays, but I think it's just with social media. You see it all exposed.
It's exaggerated.
You see the whole world doing it. Yeah. But yeah, it's like earlier. Can you imagine if we declared war on France now? There's some territories in Normandy that kind of belong to the Queen. Let's go
retrieve them. Yeah.
Let's go get. The first thing that would happen is the social media shitstorm. I mean, because we could just talk to French people. You know what I mean? We'd know all the soldiers. We'd know all the French people. It just wouldn't happen, would it?
It'd just get memed on as well.
It'd get memed.
Nobody would take it seriously.
No one would take. Yeah, you're right. That's one of the beautiful things about the 21st century. This kind of shit wouldn't be taken seriously. I mean, if some guy like Hitler stood up and started to try and incite violence against and try to take over by force, it just wouldn't happen nowadays by force of memes, would it?
No.
It would. People would take the piss. People would think, "Oh, look at that lunatic who's having," he stands at that podium shouting at everyone about the bloody Jews. What a knobhead, I've take the piss out of him.
Yeah.
It's quite wonderful that we live in such sort of relatively peaceful times for how much like weapons there are in the world compared to how much there was. 1,000 years ago, you had to fucking hit someone with a stick to kill them. Now you can just evaporate them, But we've handled it quite well in some regards.
Got an interesting fact for you. This is true. This during Hitler's, you might know this, but I'm telling you anyway.
Go on. Yeah.
During Hitler's fucking speeches.
Yeah.
You could see all these all these people, all the people there.
Yeah.
During the speech, they used to up the bass of his speeches so that people's blood would start pumping more.
Yeah.
So, like, the adrenaline would be going more whilst he was talking. As it got to the end and he was going, "He died there."
Well, yeah.
Fucking, they're going mental because the blood's going mad. Adrenaline's
I can
running.
believe that, yeah.
It's quite clever, actually, I think.
Well, yeah, there's I guess there's quite a bit of science to it, but I don't know, it's a weird thing because it just seems ludicrous now, doesn't it? You can't imagine. I mean, if you look at leaders now, in a way, can you imagine like Theresa May standing up and having a go at that kind of public address? She wouldn't be able to pull it off. No one would respond to it.
Brexit means Brexit.
Like you're saying, Brexit means Brexit. Turning the bass up and there's like crowds of people going, It just wouldn't happen, would it? It'd just be ridiculous. What you get instead is just sort of
should just get handed another P45.
Yeah.
To be honest, let's face it.
I don't know. The world is it's a real weird place. I mean, I think we live in the future. Really, we really do. We've gone. I don't know. We've just gone past.
Giving a shit almost, isn't it? It's like we all just don't take things that seriously.
No. You know what it's like? The way I thought about it, it's like when you're playing some computer game like Civ, and you complete the game, and then you have the option to continue or end the game. And if you just continue, it's just like sandbox, and there's like no. That's what's happened.
Yeah.
We've completed the main objective. We've got to the end of the technology tree. And now we've just clicked continue game, and now we don't. Like, what do we do now? That's what it feels like to me, because I don't know. It's just a bit weird. I feel like we're also in a bit sort of transition-y period because we sort of had the Industrial Revolution, which was like a big thing. We've had all these like big world wars, and now we're sort of, we've sort of had enough of war. We're sort of looking to colonise Mars, but sort of still not very good at space travel. This is just like, what are people going to remember about this period in history? It's just going to be that period of history where sort of no one really knew what they were doing, and they weren't very good at space travel yet. I don't know. What do you think people are going to?
Well, with the internet generation, aren't we? Really, if you think about it, we're the first of this sort of century. Like to use the internet, really.
Yeah.
And the internet will go on forever, pretty much.
Well, so yeah, it's always going to be a thing.
So I guess we've got that,
That's true. I forgot about that. It's true. Yeah, we're going to. Well, I suppose we're going to be the first people to experience that kind of being connected to everyone else.
Yeah. It's fucking, it's cool. Anyway, this is something I wanted to talk about. Fortnite YouTubers.
Yeah. Fortnite YouTubers who've sworn. Oh yes.
Who've sworn.
As if we didn't get on that clickbait.
No.
We should have been the first to that.
Imagine how funny that'd have been, just ironically. Like one of these top 5 trends videos.
Yeah.
We're just there commentating. And this YouTuber said the S word. Very naughty boy.
Oh god.
But there's one in particular. I don't know if you know him, but he's quite a big channel. Ali A.
Yeah.
Ali A, yeah. He's got like 10 mil subs. Basically, when Fortnite it used to be a COD channel, like religiously. When Fortnite come out, all his videos, get his channel up, right? Because all his videos are just fucking like all Fortnite. You just scroll down, they're all these. Look at that. Playing Fortnite with my mum, playing Fortnite on my phone. There's one COD video. That was just because the trailer come out, and now it's just you can just scroll down, look at all of that shit. It's like, how clickbait is that? 0.001% chance of this happening in Fortnite Battle Royale, and that's just a fake thumbnail. That just doesn't happen.
It just keeps going.
I know.
I've been scrolling just. Wow.
There's one.
Like 20 minutes as well. He's
20. Mate, he must be raking it in because he's proper family friendly. Doesn't swear.
Yeah.
Or anything like that.
He's got a TV show on CBBC where he does
it?
up cars. Yeah. Well, he does he does a family car for a kid.
He's so family friendly. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
You're right. He must be absolutely raking it in. But
all these views and 20-minute videos. Fuck, mate.
He gets like 2 mil views per vid.
But there's one in particular called Ali, like dance moves. He does the dance moves in Fortnite every time he gets a kill.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you fucked it up.
I didn't type it right.
There you go.
Fortnite dances.
8.1 fucking million views.
Yeah.
Fucking state of that.
I know, but he just has to think of something he can clickbait, and then he just plays Fortnite for 20 minutes and does that.
The thing is, though, you can tell. I haven't really watched the video, but you can tell I've seen little bits of it of people just cringing at it, and he's just like, you can tell he's just hating it. Like he's doing these fucking dances, and he's just like, "Fuck me, this is fucking." Can't just 10 more minutes left. But it needs to stop. Like, it just needs to look at this shit.
It's got 8 million
in
views
real
now.
life challenge.
Real life challenge. I mean, it's all there, isn't it? It is like the stereotype.
Yeah. Because let me just get the mouse a sec. Right, he's playing Fortnite with his mum. Right. Also, what else is there? There's like new vehicles coming. That's not a thing. New vehicles coming to Fortnite. That's not confirmed or anything. He's just got a red arrow to a fucking tractor. Right. It's just not happening. What else was there?
It's one of those where it's like
jetpacks,
but they just speculate on what vehicles they'd like to see in the game. Isn't it?
Yeah, jetpacks, not a thing.
No.
What else is there?
One a day. He's got to think of something to put out once every day.
Yeah.
And he's just got all right, I can do 20 minutes of Fortnite gameplay. What am I going to clickbait over it,
What else is this one? Should this be banned in Fortnite? And he's riding a dragon, but that dragon thing's just a cosmetic that you fly into the map with. 300 players, not possible. I don't actually think that's. No, it's not even Fortnite. That it's not actually a Fortnite, but he's made it look like Fortnite.
Well, he must have an editor. Or somebody who does. Like, I can't. See
he's got to have a fucking editor. There's no way he does all this on his own.
I mean, yeah, because his thumbnails are quite a lot of work, and like the editing's probably quite a lot. Because he cuts like it's quite heavy editing, isn't it? I mean, we've dabbled into doing that kind of thing, and
it's time consuming. Really, yeah, it's time consuming.
So
look at this one, new secret chest found in Fort, and he's got this like purple chest. That's not a thing. Like the clickbait is hard. The sniper scar, not a thing. New, what is that? 1 million mansion. Isn't what?
I know, but it's just like 2 million views, 3 million views.
Winning Fortnite on the toilet. He's got another one. Secret chest found, but it's blue this time.
How does he tell people like what's his job though? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's got to be a time he meets new people and he's like, "Oh, what do you do?" It's just like, yeah, you know. There's a video of me playing a computer game on the bog. 2 million views.
I want to see this shit. Literal shit. But I feel like it just needs to stop. There's another one, something like wall hack glitch or something like that. It's not a wall hack. You know how you know how you build stuff.
Yeah.
And before you put it down, it's like transparent.
Yeah.
He's calling that a wall hack.
It's just anything. He just thinks of any old shit, the most uninteresting shite, and he just has to play the game for 20 minutes, and that's it. 2 million views. Like, why would he change? You know, it's supply and demand. He's got the demand.
And I'll tell you what, it must be exhausting being so fake as well, because he acts so like, yo, let's go, guys, yo, having so much fun playing this game again, playing Fortnite again, like. It must be exhausting being so fake positive.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's his full-time job. He'd probably, a 20-minute video, it might be like a couple of games of Fortnite. He has to play a couple of games of Fortnite a day, think of some clickbait shit, send it off to his editor. Yeah. And he just rakes in the cash, you know what I mean? Like, why would you not do that? As much as it's sort of like, it's a bit sort of scummy to clickbait this shit and all that.
I mean, I don't really have a problem with clickbait, but this is like, This is to another level, this. I mean, that's kind of fair enough. New secret treasure found. I mean, that's kind of a thing. That's like, yeah, whatever. But shit like, just like, all these fucking gay expressions he's pulling. Like, look at that. Whoa.
He's pulled that. I've seen that a few times. Where he's got his like. Yeah. Look, some of them are repeated. Where he's got his prayer hands. That's the same pic that, but it's slightly colour corrected. You know, that's slightly more saturated.
Oh yeah,
very interesting.
There it is again.
Oh, there's a third one.
Look at that. Oh. But yeah, I just kind of felt like that was worth talking about because it's pretty heavy.
I bet he's not the only one though. I mean, he might be one of the biggest with 3 million views video, but I bet there's loads of. I bet the Fortnite videos getting uploaded. I bet it's like
it's so saturated, isn't it? It's fucking
dozens a second, isn't it? But I don't know, that's the thing with YouTube. Like, there's no escaping it. The vast majority of viewers are like must be children because they just have a lot of free time and they just have access to YouTube and they sort of like Fortnite and they're probably not allowed to play on their Xbox all day. So when they're not playing on it on their Xbox.
Yeah,
the mum gets them off their Xbox. They go and watch Fortnite videos instead to sort of
quench their addiction.
It's.
I mean, like, actually, I've been subscribed to LEA for quite a long time.
Yeah.
Like, because he used to make COD videos, and when I was mad into COD, he was all. To be fair to him, he was always like the first to have videos on like new information, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like new information, 80 kill gameplay like that just really I was like fucking up for that
when you're into I get you,
but you can see the fucking views I mean like
look he's done a funny moments Assassin's Creed Origins 180k views. It's just like that's nothing compared to his
all
other videos.
Compared to these Fortnite ones.
So
look at that 6.1
million 3.
He clickbaits with his girlfriend as well. They're both like proper clickbait cockheads.
But I mean, look, he puts a video out, the best-selling COD ever, 6 years later, all right, might be an interesting video. 300,000 views, you know? It's a tenth of what he's getting on his Fortnite videos.
The only way you can't blame him, but another thing he does is he plays this game called Staxel. It's like a Minecraft knockoff with his girlfriend.
Right.
And I tell you, fair play to them because they're fucking clever.
Yeah.
Because they're acting like, you know, oh, we're a couple in this game and we've got this nice little house, and that is fucking. They're hitting both the markets there. They've got this game for the lads and like this whole happy family bollocks for the like little girls and that. To be fair to him, very fucking clever actually. Like he obviously knows what he's doing, but it's just a bit AIDS, isn't it? Yeah. Looking at it, you know. I just kind of wanted to bring that up.
I mean, he's got 7 sponsorships as well. You're right, but I mean, God, it's just there is a market for it, you know.
Whether and he still plays Pokemon Go as well.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. What do you? It's a weird place. It's a weird place, like the internet. I mean. I suppose that's the way to do it objectively. If you just have, you know, if you're just morals aside, you
can't escape it. You could be watching a fucking Super Mario gameplay on the fucking Nintendo 64 or something, and a Fortnite video will be in the fucking the sidebar.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Well, I know that like. I suppose this is quite mild in a way because at least he is sort of family friendly. But like, I know that Rice Gum was doing strip Fortnite. It was basically just getting like models to undress.
Fucking, I thought that died out. Fucking strip FIFA.
Yeah,
shit like that.
Strip How do you even strip Fortnite? Like what if you die?
I think you get. I think how it works is if you get a kill, you have to take a little bit of clothing off.
Yeah, I asked
you young lady.
I asked that, but like it just. I immediately wasn't bothered because it's not the premise of the game isn't what attracts people.
I mean, you look at this, right? Fortnite, Allier,
all the top videos.
And so this is what I'm saying. Look, that's how many videos are we in there?
8, 7,
7 videos down. It's a different fella.
And it's straight back on.
Straight back to him. Straight back to him.
So he's obviously. I mean, there's another one from the same guy.
Yeah.
So it's obviously. He's obviously
so
got it
bad.
Nailed. He's obviously got the algorithm sort of nailed down, if you want to put it that way.
Well, he's like one of YouTube's poster boys, and he's a bit like Alfie Days. He's like the gaming version of Alfie Days. Is how I'd explain him. That's what I make.
Yeah, probably doesn't do anything controversial and just keeps it. Doesn't swear in his videos.
He doesn't. He doesn't. He's a good man. But there's actually a really good who I actually watch quite a bit. This guy's been blowing up Dakotas. When I subscribed to him, he had about 200k subs, and that was like late last year.
Yeah,
he's got 1 million now.
Damn.
And he plays a lot of Fortnite, but look, you know, this is like his thumbnails are like art. There's actually a bit of, you know, that must take a bit of skill. That there's no fucking red arrows or anything. There's no circles.
Yeah, I see what I mean.
There's no Victory Real fucking slapped on it.
There's no. It's just his highlight. He basically just plays the game and he highlights it. He has highlights like savage snipes, aggressive plays.
But he's actually a funny guy. Like actually, he's just a really nice fella.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's nothing sort of wrong with people playing games on and putting it online and people enjoying watching them. I think that's. I mean, I've watched loads of gaming vids. I still do really, especially if it's like a new game I'm getting into. You know, you watch it for tips and things, and it's sort of interesting, isn't it? But
I mean, if you were in Alier's position, right, and you've got an editor, right, who can knock these thumbnails out, right. To be fair, if we were getting fucking 4 million views on the fucking podcast, we'd carry on doing the same thing.
Suddenly we wouldn't be missing weeks, would we? There'd be one every day out. You're right. it's easy to get like that. Well,
it's easy to judge, but I'm just saying it's pretty cringe.
It's cringe. I'd say it's not like
especially that dancing one.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's evil or it's bad. I mean, it's not like Rice Gum where he's literally like selling softcore porn to flipping children.
Young,
that's fucked.
Yeah.
But like what he's doing,
at least Alier's like, it's just at the end of the day, it's just a bloke playing a game.
Yeah.
And it's for the younger audience.
Yeah. And he obviously knows that, and he obviously keeps it a bit under wraps. Like he doesn't swear and that, and he doesn't. He doesn't sexualise his content. Thank Christ. You've always got to take it.
Me and my girlfriend play strip Fortnite.
Yeah, he's probably he's probably doing all right without that. So, yeah, you're right. The worst thing it is cringe. Like that's it. I mean, for me, it's easy to say, innit? But like, I wouldn't be that arsed about the money. Hopefully, you never know. But I don't think I would be. I'd rather like curb the cringe. And just make
curb your cringe,
curb my cringe, and just like maybe just take a little bit less cash money and just I don't know, do videos that I just only really wanted to make. And
yeah,
I mean he probably does put effort into his videos, I suppose, but like it's still you're playing a game and recording it, and it's like
it's not like that much to it, really, is it?
I mean, he's probably not even like the funniest guy or the most entertaining guy to watch.
Not really. Because I watch some. I do watch some of his Fortnite videos, but
yeah, I met a man at college who was watching one of his vids, and I was watching as well. It's like it's just gameplay basically. It's just a normal kind of. It's weird, isn't it? It's weird. I mean, his Dakotas has got like 2 million views on his biggest videos, hasn't he? So he's not doing bad.
But this is what I like about him. He's just, these thumbnails are cool. You know what I mean? I think I'd be dead proud of these. Like,
yeah, he's got a little.
There's just a bit more. What I'm saying is, there's just a bit more creativity. There's just a bit more substance to this guy compared to Allier. Allier's videos are just him going, oh, fucking new, oh my god, new item, fucking, because there's a new item every fucking week, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's obviously a bit, well, it is put on, and, well, I don't think people
that's
say...
That's what I'm saying about how...
It's not so much like fake as it's just, it's, he is exaggerating, to make it more interesting.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe people obviously like that, kids probably love it. Kids love that shit, as is apparent by the views, and I don't know. It's not the worst thing on YouTube as well. That's the thing, is it? And I suppose if it wasn't him, who else would it be? It's like, yeah, it would be some knob. He could probably sexualise his videos, or add more clickbait, or double down on it and just get more views, and maybe do 2 videos a day or something,
Well, he probably couldn't because he's got brand deals, hasn't he?
Oh, that's true, yeah.
He couldn't do it. He couldn't go too far with something else. I don't think, anyway.
So maybe that keeps him.
Maybe it keeps him grounded.
Yeah. Interesting. Hey, why not leave a comment about your opinions on Fortnite YouTubers, and maybe leave us some of your favourite Fortnite YouTubers
who have sworn.
Who have sworn. Only the ones that have sworn. That's all we're interested in. And maybe link us. Maybe send us an email with your favourite strip Fortnite video.
Yeah.
For research purposes.
For science purposes. Yeah. Is there anything? Do we have any emails? I've not checked, to be honest. I've hardly even thought about this fucking podcast, to be honest. No, yeah.
Have we been sent any emails? You better be. The audience is sat there right now, and they know if they've sent emails or not. And if you've not, feel guilty, because we could have stretched this podcast out for another 20 minutes with an email.
No, nothing. Oh, what's that? Oh no.
You just get emails every time someone uploads a new video.
Oh well.
Damn. I was dying to know what was happening in Algeria this week. Well, we've been around the block there. To be fair, just as a bit of a sort of prologue, we do pretty good considering we don't really like plan these. Or
I think
when we have a planned one like the chicken factory, that's obviously always pretty good. But we pretty much just show up here and just start talking, and we've got 40 minutes of. There's no dead air there either. I'm not gonna have to edit any of that.
That's a bonus, isn't it?
Just put some red arrows in the thumbnail.
Put some red arrows in. Should we make it ironically really clickbait?
Maybe, yeah.
Should we take a screenshot of our faces like this? And like,
we could do actually, yeah. I tell you what, that's a point. Green screen would be dead easy to do. That might be the next step for thumbnails and things, and we could add our. Because if it's us doing stuff in front of a green screen, we can just Photoshop us doing anything. If we set up in like my backyard a green screen, we could have like photos, a bit of a photo sesh.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think in the comments. Would you like to see me and Jim get down, get funky, get modelling a bit?
Bit of modelling.
Bit
of clickbait modelling.
Yeah. A couple of us, holding our hands over our mouths and looking surprised.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
And if you've got any good red arrow JPEGs, feel free to email them to us. Email in description.
And if you've got some #1 Victory Royale transparent JPEG things, that'd be
yeah,
alright.
That'd be great.
I think we're probably just gonna put Fortnite in all of our titles and thumbnails until it dies out.
Just at the start of every podcast, just be like, "Hey, have you been playing Fortnite?" Yes. And then just move on with it. And we can tag it and we can get all those children watching, and then we can slowly make our videos about I don't know, rebelling against the government, and then we'll have a child army uprising. What do you think? Leave a comment in the description box below.
It's not a thing. You can't put a comment in the description box. But yeah, I think that wraps it up, mate.
Yeah.
All right then. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. See you later. Another episode.
As a bonus, do you maybe want like just 5 minutes of us finishing off the biscuits?
We finished them.
Finished them. Sorry. No bonus ASMR today.
Could do bonus vaping.
Yeah.
For 5 minutes.
End it with a little bit of vape.
Nice.